Hi, my friends. Today I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it.
I was washing dishes when Polly's trembling voice pierced the air. Mom, why would Aunt Kimberly do this to me? I turned. Her small hands clutched her phone, the screen glowing with words no child should ever read. My heart dropped as I leaned in. A poll posted on Kimberly's beauty page, her thousands of followers voting between what's worse, Polly's ugly eyes or her pimply face. For a moment, the world blurred. I grabbed the counter for balance. My sister's name blazed at the top of the post, and below it, comments. Familiar names. Our cousins. Even my own parents had clicked the vote button, choosing between my daughter's features like it was a game. Tears slipped down Polly's cheeks. Grandma voted pimply face, she whispered. I pulled her into my arms, but she was stiff, ashamed. At 11, she already felt the weight of betrayal. The memories rushed back, me at 14, standing at a birthday party as Kimberly laughed, pointing out my acne, my horse teeth. Everyone had joined in then too. I thought the cruelty had ended with childhood, but I was wrong. She had found a new victim, my daughter. I forced myself to speak calmly, though my throat burned. Polly, listen to me. Their words don't define you. They're showing their own ugliness, not yours. But they all laughed, Mom, even Grandpa. Her voice cracked, and the knife of betrayal twisted deeper in my chest. My parents or grandparents had chosen sides once again. I took her phone, screenshotted everything, and then turned it off. We'll handle this. I promise you, no one humiliates my daughter and gets away with it. Polly looked at me with red eyes. What if everyone at school sees it? I smoothed her hair, kissed her forehead, and let my tears fall freely now. Then we'll show them who you really are. Beautiful, brave, and mine. Always mine. Inside me, a storm was rising. Kimberly thought she could repeat history, turn another child into a punchline, but she had underestimated me. This time, I wasn't the powerless little sister. This time, I would fight back, with everything I had. And I knew, deep down, that the first strike had already been dealt. That night, long after Polly had cried herself to sleep, I sat in the dim kitchen staring at the screenshots. The blue glow of the screen cut across my memories, pulling me back to my own adolescence. I saw myself again at 16, standing in front of the mirror, mascara streaking down my cheeks after Kimberly's cruel prank. She'd smeared toothpaste in my hair before school, laughing as classmates whispered behind their hands. I had walked through those halls burning with shame while my mother only said, "Don't be so sensitive, Grace." And now, decades later, it was happening again, only this time to Polly. The wounds I thought had scarred over ripped open, fresh and bleeding. The following morning, I confronted my parents. How could you? My voice shook. How could you vote on something that mocked your granddaughter? Dad sighed heavily. It was just a joke, Grace. Don't blow it out of proportion. Just a joke. My hands trembled as I held up the screenshots. Do you see her face here? Do you see the tears? She thinks she's ugly because her own family laughed at her. Mom crossed her arms. Kimberly meant no harm. You're always looking for reasons to vilify her. I felt my throat close. No harm. She tattooed Polly's eyebrows at her salon last week. Left her looking. My voice cracked. Looking like a clown. And now she stages this poll to finish the humiliation. How can you defend that? For a moment, silence filled the kitchen. Then Dad muttered, "You've always been jealous of Kimberly." The words pierced like a blade. I was back to being the invisible daughter, the scapegoat. But this time, anger overtook despair. I won't let history repeat itself, I whispered, clutching the phone like a weapon. If you choose to stand with Kimberly, then you've chosen to stand against me. And against Polly. Their silence was my answer. As I walked out, tears blurred my vision. Old wounds had reopened, but they had also lit a fire. A fire that would consume the lies, the favoritism, and every cruel game Kimberly played. The final straw snapped on a rainy Tuesday. Polly and I had just returned from school when I found the envelope on my doorstep, an invoice from my parents. My parents. It listed shared household expenses, though I hadn't lived under their roof for years. At the bottom, a scribbled note in my mother's handwriting. Kimberly's salon is struggling. Please cover this month's bills. My hands shook as I read. They're still using me, I whispered. Polly peered over my arm. Mom, are they asking you for money again? I forced a smile for her, but my chest burned. Not anymore, sweetheart. Not anymore. That evening, I drove straight to my parents' house. Kimberly's car sat smugly in the driveway, her vanity plate gleaming through the drizzle. My parents were in the living room, sipping tea as though nothing had happened. I dropped the envelope on the table. This stops now. Dad frowned. Grace, don't overreact. You know your sister's business needs support. Family helps family. I laughed bitterly, a sound that startled even me. Family. When Polly is humiliated online? When you voted in that poll? You didn't protect her, you joined the mob. Kimberly sauntered in, arms folded. Oh, Grace. Always the martyr. Maybe if Polly wasn't so sensitive. Don't you dare, I snapped, tears rushing hot to my eyes. Don't you dare reduce my child to your punching bag because you can't stand not being the golden one anymore. For the first time, my voice was louder than hers. Kimberly's smirk faltered. I'm done, I said, breathing hard. No more money for you, no more money for them. Not a single cent. You fed off me for years, and I let you, but you started making fun of Polly. That ends everything. Mom's teacup clattered against its saucer. Grace, think of the family. I whispered, tears finally spilling. I'm thinking of mine. Of Polly. And with that, I turned and walked out, the sound of their stunned silence trailing me into the storm. The night after cutting ties, I sat awake, scrolling through the screenshots again. Each cruel vote, each mocking comment burned into me. Polly deserved justice, not whispered pity. And Kimberly deserved to be unmasked. With trembling fingers, I opened the local parent group on Facebook. My post poured out in a storm of anger and love. This is what my sister did to my daughter. She put on some really scary eyelashes, tattooed her eyebrows ever salon to make she look grotesque, then posted a poll online mocking her ugly eyes and pimply face. Family members voted. This isn't just bullying, it's betrayal. I will not stay silent while my child is humiliated. I attached the screenshots, hesitated only a breath, and pressed post. By morning, my phone was vibrating nonstop. Dozens of messages, hundreds of shares. Comments poured in. Unforgivable. How could a mother do this to her niece? Boycotting that salon forever. Polly sat beside me at the kitchen table, wide-eyed. Mom, they're defending me. I pulled her close, tears choking my voice. Yes, baby. They see the truth now. But the storm had only begun. Kimberly called that afternoon, her voice sharp as glass. How dare you slander me online? You've ruined my business. You ruined it yourself, I said coldly. I only showed the world what you did. You'll regret this, Grace. Family doesn't expose family. I swallowed hard. Family doesn't destroy children's self-esteem for sport. I hung up, my hand trembling, my heart pounding. By evening, clients were canceling appointments. Neighbors whispered when Kimberly passed. Her perfect salon, once the pride of town, began to empty like sand through a fist. In the end, I took Polly to a high-end beauty salon so that she could not only restore her appearance, but also get rid of her acne. Polly looked at me, her eyes finally bright again. Mom, you fought for me. And in that moment, through all the wreckage, I knew, for the first time, I had broken the cycle. Kimberly showed up at my door 1 week later, her once flawless hair unkempt, eyes red with fury. You've destroyed me, she hissed. The salon's finished. Mom and Dad can't pay their bills, and it's all because of you. I held the door frame, steadying myself. No, Kimberly, you destroyed yourself the moment you chose cruelty over love. Polly appeared behind me, hesitant but tall. Aunt Kimberly, why do you hate me so much? For the first time, Kimberly faltered. Her lips parted, but no words came. She turned her gaze away, unable to meet the child's eyes she had wounded. I stepped forward. We're done letting you bleed us dry. I won't apologize for defending my daughter. Leave us in peace. Her shoulders sagged. Without another word, she walked down the path and vanished into the evening shadows. Polly slipped her hand into mine. Is it really over, Mom? I squeezed her fingers, tears burning hot and sweet. Yes, darling, we've taken back our lives. And as we closed the door, I felt it at last, the silence of freedom.
Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.